He has paid my dowry. He has done everything. He knows there's no going back.
No way.
For me. If he's done with my star, like to complete the process, he'll have to kill a cow. But when we went for the introduction, I didn't see any family member.
He came alone?
He came with church members.
Did you also try to ask questions? Did you try to do that? This is Unspoken. My name is Chichi Omesaka. Welcome to another episode. I don't know if I should say interesting or emotional, but you know that this show is that show you can never predict what the conversation is going to be. But we speak up. We speak the things a lot of people try to just hush. We have conversations that people shy away from. We bring topics and conversations and real stories. They are all real stories, not just conversation, but real stories that are mostly unspoken, untold. Nobody wants to dive into them. Here, we deal with all of that. Today, I have a guest whose story is very touching. You could see the pause. It's very touching. However, I'm glad that she's gracious enough to come and share the story, because I believe it's going to not just inspire but to educate a lot of us out there, be able to also educate, inform, inspire maybe, and also just get a lot of us, maybe some of us that are dealing with similar situation, to apparently speak up. That's the bottom line, is speak up. If you are in a relationship, that is not worthy of it, or let me just simply put, in a toxic relationship that is not getting anywhere, this is also that show where you can feel free to come and have conversation with us, and we look for ways to get you answers or even get you solution. You can see that we are blurring her face because she's still in the healing process, and when people are not fully healed, you don't push them until they feel like, okay, I need to say things with my full chest. So, but I'm just blessed that she's gracious enough to want to share the story, even in this her healing journey. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Chichi.
Yeah. So I'm gonna let you tell your story.
So I came into Abuja 2017, and then I told myself, I said, I'm here to make money and not to look for man.
I like that.
Yeah.
To make money, not to look for man.
Yeah. MMM. So I was maintaining that from 2017, and then I was even telling my friends, I was like, please, even if you want to look for man, not in Abuja, because I've heard the stories, I have orientation and all that. 2019.
2 years after.
2 years after. A lot of things changed. And I wished it never happened. So I closed from work one evening. My car was bad, so I decided, because I closed very late, around 8:30 to 9, I was walking down the hill, because my place of work is actually hilly. And then I was walking down. The security guys were seeing me off, but they were behind. If you're driving, you will not see them because it's dark. So when I got down, immediately I got down. It wasn't up to 4-5 minutes. Then a car stopped. Normally, I don't enter private vehicles.
Yeah.
I take public transport.
You don't take lifts?
I don't take lifts. I don't like it because of the insecurity in Abuja. So this guy stopped and he was like, where are you going to? What are you doing here? He just started shouting. I was like, okay, are you helping me or you're here to shout? Even I gave him back. He was not like, please enter. This place is not safe for you. They can come for you. You can be raped. And where are you coming from? I said, I'm coming from work. He said, your management should do something about it. You mean there's a place here? I said, yes. He said, where is it? I said, it's a radio station. He said, no, I wish I can speak to them. In my mind, I said, please, Oga, let's just be going. I didn't stop you. You stopped for me. And so he got to my junction. He said, where are you even going to? I told him. He said, okay, no problem. He's not going to my area, but he can drop me off. And then he dropped me off and asked for my number. I said, I don't give out my numbers because I'm too busy to take calls. He said he insists. I said, no problem.
I mean, you were single. You were single then.
Yes, yeah.
But you were not searching.
I was not searching at all, not at all. I was searching for money. I was searching for money.
Yeah.
So after 2 days, he drove to my office without telling me. In the evening, because while he was about dropping me off that very day, he asked what time I close. I told him. So he came that evening and he said, I'm outside your office. Can I see you? I said, you didn't tell me about it. Why will you just come? He said he wanted to surprise me. I said, I don't like surprise visits. So I came out, I saw him.
He was trying to be romantic.
I don't like it. So I came out, I saw him in his car. And then one thing that captured my mind was their white garments in church. And then I was like, do you attend this church? He said, yes. I said, no. My dad has told me while I was growing up that these people are bad people. I told him who. So I said, I don't like these people. Like while I was growing up, my dad told me about them. He said, no, they are Christians. They are spiritual. I said, no, there's something about you people. He said, no, he's different. I said, okay. So he left and said he was traveling to Lagos, blah, blah, blah. He kept on checking up on me. So we're dragging this whole thing till he came back from Lagos. And when he came back, he said he wanted serious with me. I said, let's get to a point in the talking stage. Now, why are you rushing me? Because when he came, he started rushing me. I said, I don't like it when men rush me. I just feel there's something wrong. He said, no, that he's not been in a relationship for over 4 years. And when he saw me, the Spirit of God told him I'm the one. I said, okay, you should also allow the Spirit of God to speak to me too. So that I will know the Spirit of God is not partial.
Yes.
Because he cannot talk to you and then not talk to me. He said, no, I'm not too spiritual to know that part.
So he's the one that is more spiritual.
Yes, that he has called about 2-3 of his prophets to talk to them, and then they said, I'm the one.
Wow.
I said, okay, I need to speak with my pastor too. If the Holy Spirit speaks to me, he speaks to my pastor and then tells me there's this guy. Then I think we're in line. Yeah. He said, no, I don't need all that.
Wow.
So we met in October 2019. In September, he was already saying, I want to go and see your people. That's the following month.
Okay, you guys met in
October 2019.
Okay.
Yes.
Then September.
The following month.
Okay, the following month. So that's October, November.
October, November. Yeah, October, November.
Yeah.
He was already saying he wants to see my people. He kept on pushing. He said, where are my parents? I said, they're in Warri, but for now, my mom is in Jos. He said he wants to go and see her. I said, okay. I called my mom. I said, there's this person I just met. She said, just be very careful. I said, but he's insisting. That was how he insisted, and we went to Jos.
Sorry to cut you. Yeah. Is this person young? Like... maybe really. Just give us like an average, what kind of age bracket?
Then he was in his mid-40s.
Okay.
Yeah.
So matured.
I was like, okay. In my head, I was like, why is he not even married in the first place? When he told me he's been single for 4 years and all that. I was just trying to put everything together. On our way back, I said, no, that's too early. We need to study ourselves. And besides, I've not given you green lights. We're still in the process and you're acting like we're already in a relationship. He said, if I'm not ready, I should let him know. But he was just pushing. I knew we were not going to end well because in a week, we'll quarrel for like 6 days. The 7th day, half day, we'll settle. The remaining half day, we'll quarrel again.
Wow.
So we're not
so
just...
it's 6.5 days that you guys quarrel.
Yes.
Only half
day. And that's good mood is probably maybe we'll hang out and then, go to places, we're pretending to be fine. But once we come back, we'll go back to our normal selves.
Wow.
I just knew this thing was not working. Something was just telling me this is not the right person.
Sorry to cut you off again.
Not
is
really.
He the kind of person that
No.
Okay.
He's not. If they ask me to choose, what's your kind of man, he is not.
Okay.
So I was even wondering, at the end of the day, I was wondering what I was even doing with him. And so, December, he said, I really need to go and see your people. I said, no, you need to calm down because we cannot be quarreling 6.5 days in the week, and you expect what will happen in the marriage.
Exactly.
One day I'll carry four, you bring the matches and you'll burn down the house. I'm not ready for that. Let's still study ourselves. One, you're hot-tempered. I'm trying to understand your kind of person. But you are saying because I'm also hot-tempered, you're trying to act the cool guy here. But it's not working. So in January, he woke up on Monday and said he got a message in church that my spiritual husband is the one disturbing me. That's why we'll quarrel 6.5 days in the week. I said, oh, really? So we'll have spiritual husbands? He said, yes. I said, please leave me with my spiritual husband. I like the relationship. Like, I really like what's happening between us. He said, that there's something speaking through me. That he's not even supposed to be talking to me through the phone. That he's coming to my house. The moment he came to my house and started talking to me, I just noticed a lot of changes. Whatever he says, I'm an OS member.
Wow.
Yeah.
At that point?
At that point.
You were now, okay.
Yeah, anything he says, I'll be like, it's fine.
And it wasn't deliberate?
It's not that would I say I was hypnotized? I didn't know, at that point, I didn't know what I was doing. Because he came up with the idea of, you have to go and take your bath in 7 rivers.
Wow.
In 7 different states.
In this country?
Yes. And I was like, okay, what's the process? I know at the initial stage, he mentioned something. I was like, over my dead body, why would I do that? He made an attempt.
At the initial stage?
Yes.
But by the time he now came back.
Yeah, that was in November when we came back from Jos. He talked about, going to 7 rivers and all that. I said, what's that? 7 rivers. To do what? He said, you need to go and do some cleansing. The people following you, they are too strong. You need to... It was sounding so strange because the church I attend were not...
Yeah.
He said, first we'll go to one river in Lugbe. I followed him that day. We got there.
That's the January.
No, before January.
Before January. Okay.
I followed him there. I noticed there were 3 other prophets at the river waiting for us. And when we got there, they dug 2 holes. They said, I'll have my bath here. He'll have his bath here.
Naked?
No. They said, the clothes I'm putting on, I'm going to have my bath with it and then leave it in that hole. It's like a pit, but there's enough space for you to have your bath with the native pots and all the bubuye in the pots. I said, me, with this pot. I told him I will not. He said, I'm not the one speaking. That is the powers in me that are speaking. When he was talking to me, I just turned my back and he said I disrespected him. I disrespected his prophet. So he didn't talk about it again until January. So January, when he came to speak to me about it, I didn't object. I was like, okay, how many rivers? He said 7 rivers. They'll have 3 in Abuja, then the remaining 4 in other states. The last state will be in Kano. That was how I followed this man. He said for every river, outside white cloths around my chest, have jewelries and then some things in a basin. It must be a stainless basin with some stuff in it. He bought all that. And then he said the last bath in Kano, you have to kill a cow. I followed him. We had the 3 baths in Abuja and proceeded to other states. When we went to Kano.
That's the last one.
That's the last one. They had killed a cow before I got there. They had cooked different kind of meals. There was egusi, there was draw, there was rice. And then they said nobody will eat out of it except I do. That will be the first person. I said, how many tummy do I have that I'll have to eat egusi, draw and all that? He said that's how it works, that this is the final stage. I said, but why cow? Why this process? He said, that if I don't do it, the 6 other baths we have, that is like going back.
That will just be a waste.
So I collected the food and he said I must eat it before they share it to the people around. Now, before we got to Kano, we took like 2 days because we drove. The car kept on spoiling on the road. We'll drive for an hour, it to stop overheating. He now said, he has told me my people are too strong. They are the ones chasing me. They don't want us to have this bath. They don't want to liberate me. I was like, just do anything you have to do, since this spiritual husband is really disturbing me.
So you actually even started believing.
I started believing him. So when we got back from Kano, in his house, there's this wardrobe. He told me, he said, even if you're dying, and what will make you survive is in this wardrobe, do not open it. And I was like, curious, what is in this wardrobe? It's always locked. You'll never see that wardrobe opened. He locked it with a tiny padlock. Anytime I go to the market, I don't cook for him. He said the Spirit of God said it's only his prophet's wife that can cook for him to eat.
Is this person in Nigeria?
Yes.
Okay. I just, because sometimes people like me, we don't hear things like this often. So it sounds very...
So she cooks for him. If I want my food, I can order, I can cook for myself. So anytime I go to the market, I'll start looking for similar padlocks because I can't find the keys. I needed to open that place to know what is in it.
Wow.
I tried all the keys. It wasn't opening. I said, God, if you really want to liberate me, because I think something is wrong. I called my mom. I said, I just believe something is wrong. She said, just keep praying.
At what point in the relationship was it?
This was the second year.
The second year.
Second year of the relationship. I was not happy in the relationship.
After you have taken the bath.
The baths, yeah. Things were still the same. So I approached him one day. I said, you said after this bath, we'll stop quarreling. But it's like the quarrel now is now 7 times. It takes 7 days. We don't even have good time together.
Wow.
He said, no, it's going to take some time. One day, because he said since the relationship is now 2 years, I'll have to be coming to his place over the weekend. So Fridays, once I close from work, I'll just go to his house. Every Monday, he gives me money. And I was wondering why. I had to ask him one day. I said, why do you keep giving me money? He said, when you're dealing with oracles, this is what you do. You need to pay 10% commission.
So you are the oracle?
I am the oracle. And I said, I don't understand. Can you please explain this to me? He said, and that's at the early stage, he didn't explain it to me because he doesn't want me to leave. That his prophets in church told him that he needs my own star to be able to become what he wants to become. I said, so why are you telling me this? He said, so that I won't use it against him tomorrow.
Oh my God.
I said, okay. And I noticed anytime we have misunderstanding, he said that they seal his garden. He has a garden where people come and drink. They seal the garden. His car park where he sells car, he has issues there. So he have to beg me, use money to beg me.
So anytime he quarrels with
me,
things will go bad with him.
Yeah. And I was beginning to believe he was using my star. But I couldn't pull out. I couldn't tell anybody my story. I was just there.
Oh my God.
Even when we quarrel, he sends me money. He doesn't get angry with me. There's this thing he does. If he's coming back to beg, he'll be like, please, I'm very sorry. Then I was driving different cars in Abuja because he sells cars. So once they bring in the cars, he'll give me the most expensive. He will say, please, I'm very sorry, forgive me. But if we quarrel after 2 weeks, he will take me my car back. So he's Mr. Return my things.
No way.
He's Mr. Return my things. I was just, managing.
And you will return them?
I'll return.
If you don't return, what happens?
Problem. Like he will so harass me. He will not only harassing me, he will even use the staff to harass me. I was like, what am I doing? I'll get home, I'll ask myself, what am I doing in this relationship? I can't leave. Something is pulling me to stay back. Meanwhile, my friends are like, if I get this kind of relationship, not to make me leave. I say, you guys don't understand. If you understand, you'll not be sounding this way.
Oh my God.
So one of the weekends, I went to the house and he woke me up around 2:00
a.m.
and mixed something in his hands and said that I should eat. I said, why? I was already sleeping. When you wake up, sleepy eyes and all. He said, eat. I said, what's this? He said, that is he going to poison me or kill me that I should eat? I said, I'm not eating. That okay, if I'm not eating, I should leave his house. I said, I'll gladly leave. At 2 a.m., I will leave. I stood up, I was carried my bag, I was going through the door. He stopped me, he said, so you rather leave than eat? I said, yes, because I don't know what you're giving me. I slept in the living room. I was scared. I couldn't go back to the room. I woke up in the morning. He was sitting. I think he didn't sleep too. He was sitting in the living room. Maybe he was thinking if he goes back, I'll open the door and leave. I woke up in the morning. He said that I don't know what I did, that I spoiled a lot of things last night. I couldn't tell my mom. I couldn't tell my dad anything.
I was going to ask that.
I couldn't. Anytime I tried to speak to my mom, something would just pull me back. So I got home and then I was thinking, I said, I need to give this man a break. And then all of a sudden, I just told him I need a break. He said, he knows I'm seeing someone else. That's why I need a break. I said, no, you won't understand. I need to, right now, I need to discover myself. I don't know who I am. Again, in this relationship, he said, no. Started talking. I said, I need 3 months break. So in that 3 months break, I think he started seeing another lady. And I blocked him everywhere because I told myself I don't want to have anything to do with him. I blocked him everywhere.
I need to find out where did the strength
come from. I don't know, maybe my mother's prayers. Then he came back after 3 months. He didn't even tell me he was coming to the office because they already know him in the office. When he came, they just allowed him. This is someone I don't want to see. I don't want to talk to. I don't want to have anything to do with. But when he came, he greeted me. He was like, how are you? I said, fine. I said, how did you get here? He said he needs us to talk. I said, about what? He said, about our introduction. I was like, okay, fix a date. That thing happened again for the second time.
He hypnotized you again.
I said, fix a date. I said, we can do it next month. He said, no. That I need to meet his people and then they'll fix a date before we go to see my people. I said, okay, no problem. That was how we settled.
Wow.
That was how we settled. So we started the introduction process. I called my mom. My mom said, this same person that you quarrel like every day is the same person you want to bring home. I said, no, he has changed. I was not giving excuses.
What year was this now?
This was in 2022.
That's like 4 years or 4 years?
No, getting to the third year.
The third year, okay.
Yeah.
You guys met 2019?
2019, so 2022. I said, okay.
So that's like, okay.
2019, 2020, 21, 22, like the third year.
Okay.
So I said, don't worry, I've spoken to my mom. He said, okay, let's do it on Children's Day. I said, fine. But I didn't tell my friends about it because I don't like anything loud. Even my friend that made my outfit for the introduction, I said, please don't post pictures. Now, while the relationship was going on, he got me 3 engagement rings. I forgot the spot. And the first one was 6 months to the relationship after we came back, after the bath and all that. And I was like, I don't like this idea of the introduction. He said, no, that he wants to tell me how serious he is. I said, but even after you giving me this ring, we'll still quarrel. In fact, this night we'll still quarrel. He said, I should be positive. I said, no, because I know us. We'll still quarrel. And truly we quarreled that night. He had to beg me. I asked him, I said, this ring, how much did you buy the ring? He told me. After 2 weeks, we quarreled. I drove to Wuse. I asked them, is this a good ring? They said, yes. Please, I want to sell. They told me, I said, please, I'm selling it. When we settled, he asked me for the ring. I said, I sold it. He said, you'll buy another one. He bought another one. The second one got missing. I don't know how, but I couldn't find it. The third one was what I was keeping because he wrote, my name was on the ring. He personally went to the company and told them to write my name on it. So I felt I don't have to sell it. Even if we have issues, I'll take it back to him. So we started preparing for the introduction. Where I knew something was wrong was he had introduced me to his elder brother. But when we went for the introduction, I didn't see any family member. Not even his brother, not a friend that I know.
He came alone?
He came with church members. And they came with their sultana, their regalia. The first thing my dad asked me, are you aware he attends this church? I said, yes, but he's different. My dad said, are you sure? I said, yes. Can you cope? I said, yes. Don't come back and tell us you're not marrying again. I said, no, I will not. He said, because this is the first man you are bringing. I said, I will not. We did the introduction. They gave him the list. They told him how much to pay for my bride price. Immediately, he didn't argue. He didn't bargain. He paid. I said, okay. And we got back that night. I noticed he was chatting with someone. So engrossed in his phone. Not knowing that 3 months we had issues, he got a lady pregnant.
Whoa.
And she knew about the introduction and said she was not going to get rid of the pregnancy. He said, name your price, because I don't want anything that will cause problem in this relationship. She said she's not that. If he's not going to marry her, then she's not going to get rid of the pregnancy. He begged her in the chat. He was begging her. And after everything, he cleared the chat. He didn't know I was reading the chat. I've never picked up, I've never read his chat. But that very day, I felt like, because of his attention towards his phone. In the morning, I woke him, when we woke up and we're trying to prepare, I asked him, I said, when are you going to tell me about this girl? He said, which girl? He wanted to deny. I said, I read your chat last night. So just tell me the truth. He said, and I caused it. While I was away, he met her. She was there for him. She did everything. I said, what did she do for you? Within 3 months. So even if you want to do anything with her within 3 months, you know we're going to come back. You couldn't use protection. Yeah. Do you understand? And in the relationship, I was having issues with him. When it comes to sex, he loves sex a lot. So if I'm not there, he's ready to go and pick a hookup girl. And he will tell me. Wow. He says, since you're not coming this weekend, I'm picking a hookup girl to pay. I'm like, do your thing. So I started withdrawing, going to the house, because I just felt I don't know this person. Yeah. There's more to him.
But you couldn't.
I couldn't leave.
You couldn't leave. Did you also try to ask questions or dig, research, check his name, ask questions, did you try to do that?
Now, the only thing I did, I asked my colleagues in the office. I said, do you know this person? And one of my colleagues said, if it's this guy, he can do anything for money. That's the only thing he knows.
I want to go on a short break. When we come back, what this just showed me is that sometimes the red flags are there. So it's either we decide to ignore it, or just in your own case, you were hypnotized. We'll go on a short break. When we come back, we'll continue with the conversation. Don't touch that dial.
Following him to different rivers, he was tapping the stars one after the other. And when I opened the wardrobe, the things I saw in there, my mind just went to a bottle with a picture. And I said, this could be me. Then I picked it up. I saw my picture. I saw dollars in it with grains, wheat, kidney corn. Then there's a cross in it, a wooden cross. How that cross got into that bottle, I don't know.